What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin for Jake. Hope you all been well. Took another little gap off. Of course, took about 2 weeks off. I was in Florida, and then came back, and then I was in Jersey visiting some families. Now I'm back. Some of you probably saw my video this morning. Those of you who didn't, I just want to start off the show by just sending my thoughts and prayers as I've been doing since last night when the play happened to Demar Hamlin and his family. Of course, Demar Hamlin was the Buffalo Bills safety who was critically injured in the game last night. And, he received CPR and AD on the field. I'm not going to go through it all. Everyone saw it. That's not what's important right now. I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to him and his family. We wish him the best health moving forward, and I hope he recovers very quickly. He's a very good man, just 24 years old. He's got a toy drive. It's $300,000 has been raised for that. So kudos to everyone who donated to that. And just I hope he's okay. And I want to send my thoughts and prayers to him and his family. But because sports is such a great way to bring people together, I'm gonna my show and give you the best show possible as always. MLB free agency starting to slow down, but still a couple moves still being made. Evan Longoria goes to Arizona, 1-year deal worth $4 million. Veteran they're in a long time. Was in Tampa for all those years, but most recently was with the Giants, San Francisco. A lot of injuries last year for Longoria. Played his 89 games, but did have a decent season. If he can stay healthy, can still help a team. So Arizona brings him in. He'll probably play third base every day for them. And if they're out of the race again, which they probably will be because they're not a very good team, they're in that brutal National League West, but they're at best the fourth best team. He could be a trade chip for them. So he goes to Arizona. We got some minor league deals. Yankees signed Willie Calhoun minor league deal. Last year played just 22 games between Texas and I think the Giants. 2019 hit 22 home runs in only 81 games for the Texas Rangers. Originally was a top prospect with the Dodgers. Traded him in the Yu Darvish trade to Texas. He, after the 2019 season, never was able to really follow it up. Has talent and is still young, but has never really been able to put it all together. It's been a pretty major bust so far. Yankees could use some active depth, so they get it. So we'll see if he gets a shot to maybe compete for a starting job in the Bronx, because obviously Aaron Judge will be in right field, but their everyday center fielder right now is probably Harrison Bader. Left field is probably either Oswaldo Cabrera, their young guy who played for them a bunch down the stretch. You got Calhoun, and then probably Aaron Hicks, who had a terrible season last year. So we'll see what happens. Michael Chavis goes to the Washington Nationals on a minor league deal. Another former top prospect who has been a bust. Came up with the Red Sox, never put it together. Last year was in Pittsburgh. Did hit 14 home runs, but also had an OPS well below 700. He can play all over the field. Came up third baseman, not a good defender, so he's played a good amount of first base as well. Also play second and even the outfield. So gives Washington a younger player, see if they can resurrect. We'll see. Washington's going to be out of the race, probably going to finish in last place in the National League East again, maybe even in the entire league. Of course, they're going through a change of owners right now. When the offseason started, there was a report that sale could be completed by opening day. I don't believe it has been yet, but I'm sure they're still working on that. Nets and Michael Chavis to the mix. A couple of trades. Atlanta Braves trade for Lucas Lucky. You have two prospects for that. Lucky had a solid last year with the Yankees. Last year had some injury, only pitched in 49 games, but year before was pitched a little bit more, and he's got a sub-3 ERA overall over the last 2 seasons. As another solid reliever that the Braves pick up. We had another small trade. Detroit Tigers trade for Tyron Nevin. They give him some depth. He's a first baseman. Only hit 197 last year. His father is actually Phil Nevin, who is the manager of the Los Angeles Angels. So the Tigers pick up some depth. You had Tom LaSalle was DFA'd by the Giants. A couple years ago, he was an all-star. He's an infielder, mainly a second baseman. The San Francisco Giants DFA'd him. Hearing the Red Sox are willing to trade some more starting pitchers, including Chris Sale. They're not shopped again, but they are listening to trade offers on Chris Sale. So we'll see where that goes. And I'll have much of an update on Carlos Correa for the Mets. It looks like he will finalize the contract, I would think, probably pretty soon. But Still nothing is official yet. So we'll see what happens there. On to hockey scores from last night. Yeah, you had the Winter Classic. First beat the Penguins 2-1. Jake DeBrusk had goals in the third, including the game winner. Penguins scored a goal really late, but it was right after the buzzer. If Penguins had about 3 seconds more on the clock, we would be going overtime. It was a great game, incredible atmosphere. Those Winter Classics are always have great atmosphere. They're a lot of fun to watch. Boston wins 2-1. Golden Knights over the Avalanche 3-2, and the Flyers over the Ducks 4-1. The standings in the Eastern Conference, Boston still dominating, 29-4-4. They have been incredible this year. Have points in each of their last 10 games. 60 points. They are in first place in the Eastern Conference. They are the best team in hockey. Second is Carolina, who has won 11 in a row. 11 straight wins for the Carolina Hurricanes. Put them in second in the Eastern Conference. They're 25-6-6. Toronto is in third. Devils are struggling a bit. Got to a blazing hot start. Still have 49 points. Are still fourth in the East. Tampa is fifth with 47. They're finding their groove. Washington is red hot right now. Points in 9 of their last 10. They are sixth. The Rangers have been playing well for a while now. They're in something. You got the Pittsburgh Penguins at eighth. Islanders also have 44 points like the Penguins, but Penguins have a game in hand. And you got Detroit is 5 points out, followed by Buffalo, Ottawa, Florida, who is just falling apart. Rangers beat them the other night. They are 8 points out of the spot, 13th in the East. And then you got Philly, Montreal, and then Columbus, 11-22-2. They're the worst team in the Eastern Conference and the second worst team in the NHL. All right, they've had a tough season. In Vegas, they're in first place with 54 points. Dallas is in second with 52. Well, LA Kings in third with 48. Winnipeg just in fourth with 47. Minnesota is in fifth with 44. West is really tight right now. I mean, the East is good, to be honest. Calgary's in sixth. They got 43. Seattle Kraken seventh with 42. Edmonton Oilers are in eighth with 42. Colorado's a point out. St. Louis is 5 points out. Nashville is 6 points out, and following them is Vancouver, and then Arizona, San Jose, Anaheim, and the Chicago Blackhawks. It was 9 of 10, 8-24-4, just 20 points, worst mark in the NHL. But this happened a couple weeks ago, but congratulations to Alex Ovechkin for passing Gordie Howe in goals. He is now second all-time in goals in history besides Wayne Gretzky, who he has a shot to eventually pass in a few years. If he keeps playing, congratulations to Alex Ovechkin. Right, speaking about my Rangers, Alexi Lafreniere, former number 1 pick, he was benched a couple of games ago. He's got to step up. He's done nothing this year. He needs to step up. That's my message to Alexi Lafreniere. College basketball, I got a big upset. Rutgers, who's unranked, beats the top-ranked team, Purdue, 65-64. Second straight year, Rutgers has been the one to beat Purdue for the first time in the regular season. Purdue's first loss to end their undefeated streak has been to Rutgers each of the last 2 seasons. So Rutgers picks up a win there. The college basketball rankings that came out yesterday, you had Purdue ranked first, Houston second, Kansas is now third, UConn's fourth, Arizona fifth, Texas sixth, Alabama seventh, Tennessee eighth, Gonzaga ninth, UCLA 10th, Virginia 11th, Miami 12th, Arkansas 13th, Wisconsin 14th, Indiana 15th, Duke 16th, TCU 17th, Xavier 18th, Baylor 19th, Missouri 20th, New Mexico 21st, Auburn 22nd, Charleston 23rd, Ohio State 24th, and Iowa State 25th. As you can see, Kentucky is not even ranked, as they are showing this year. On to some NBA action. Knicks put a beatdown on the Suns, 102-83. Julius Randle, 28 points, 16 boards, 6 assists. Julius Randle is having a great bounce-back year. I think we really need to give him his props. He might be an all-star for the second time in 3 seasons. Obviously, 2 years ago, he had a career year. But after struggling in the playoffs, struggle continuing into the regular season last year. He really struggled last year, but he's having a bounce-back campaign. And Suns continue to struggle. They're struggling on the road, just 6-13 on the road. They got a lot of injuries. Their best player, Devin Booker, is out right now. They're down Cam Johnson as well, who's one of their best 3-point shooters. They have a lot of injuries right now, Phoenix. They're just 2 games over 500. The same record as the Knicks, 20-18. They're really struggling right now. Lakers over the Hornets, 121-115. LeBron had 43 points, 11 rebounds. Cavs over the Bulls, 145-134 in overtime. Donovan Mitchell had 71 points. 71. Wow. 71 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, one of the best stat lines you'll ever see. DeMar DeRozan, 44 points in the loss. Donovan Mitchell had 71 points. That's nuts. Most in the game since Kobe had 81 those years back. Pacers over the Raptors, 122 to 114. 18 points, 10 boards for Miles Turner. Gary Trent, 32 points in the loss. You had Sixers over the Pelicans, 120 to 111. Embiid, 42 points, 11 rebounds. Another big game from Joel Embiid. Next over the Spurs, and continue to win 139 to 103. Durant, 25 points, 11 assists. Mavericks over the Rockets, 111 to 106. Luka, 39 points, 12 boards, 8 assists. He's had at least 39 in, I think, like 6 straight games. That's nuts. T-Wolves over the Nuggets, 124 to 111. Anthony Edwards, 29 points, 10 rebounds. Warriors over the Hawks, 143 to 141 in double overtime. Klay Thompson had 54 points and 8 rebounds. Warriors are actually 17-2 at home this year. Problem is they're 3-15 on the road. Yikes. Trailblazers over the Pistons, 35 to 106. Jeremy Grant had 36 points in that one. Heat over the Clippers, 110 to 100. Bam Adebayo, 31 points, 13 rebounds. Heat's trying to play a little bit better. Got to 20-18 on the season. The standings in the Eastern Conference, Boston still in first place, 26 and 11. Brooklyn Nets have won 12 games in a row. 12 straight wins for the Nets. They are in second place in the Eastern Conference. They're just a game out of first behind Boston. That's nuts. Got Milwaukee in third and Cleveland. Then you got Philly. Indiana is ranked 6th. Heat are 7th. Knicks are 8th. Those two teams have the same record. Atlanta is in 9th. They're struggling right now. Hopefully Trae Young might want to be traded. Suppose Nate McMillan thought about stepping down. He's at odds with some of the players. Washington's got the last spot. They've won 5 in a row. The Bulls are a half game out of the play, as is Toronto. Then you got Orlando, Charlotte, and Detroit. Good God, Charlotte's been horrible. 10 and 28. Steve Clifford's not working over there. The West, really tight right now. Denver Nuggets are in first place. Half game behind is Memphis. Then you got New Orleans is in third. Dallas is in fourth. Dallas won 7 in a row. Luka is going off. He's probably MVP of the league right now. Kings are in fourth. As got the Clippers. The Kings are in fifth round. Sacramento's playing well. LA Clippers are in 6th. Portland is in 7th. And you got Phoenix at 8th. Golden State at 9th. Golden State's won 5 in a row. Playing pretty well without Steph Curry. 10th is the Utah Jazz, who were full offense, a hot start, but still hanging in there. Minnesota's a game and a half out of the play-ins, followed by the Lakers, Oklahoma City, then the Spurs, and the Rockets. Football games. I haven't done the show since Thursday, so we're going to go back to Friday, which is technically last year. Happy New Year, everybody. Orange Bowl. Number 6, Tennessee. A bit of an upset over number 7, Clemson, 31-14. Tennessee was, of course, down Hendon Hooker. And the proper speed round, believe, played either doing high because he's preparing for the draft. Tennessee beats Clemson 31-14. Cape Plugnick for Clemson, 30-54 for 320. Then there were 2 picks. Clemson could be on the way down. Last year I think they were like 10-3 or 10-4. I think they're not even in the top 10 this year. They finished 7th. They finished with 3 losses this year. They asked Dad off if they thought he was on the way down. He kind of laughed it off, saying, you won the ACC 7 out of 8 years or whatever it is. So, be interesting. Clemson probably wins the ACC next year. Only teams that are really good outside of them. You got North Carolina was good this year. They're pretty good. Florida State starting to turn the corner finally. I thought that Wake Forest is not like good. NC State's not that good. I think Louisville's not good. See if the coaching change does anything in Louisville, but we'll see what happens. But Clemson's days of being, top 4 every year might be over. Pitt for an upset over number 18 UCLA in the Tigers Sun Bowl, 37-35. Number 21 Notre Dame finally wins a bowl game. They beat number 19 South Carolina, 45-38 in the Gator Bowl. I mean, said kudos to South Carolina. They had a really good season, being top 20. Shane Beamer's done a great job there. With the quarterback there, Spencer Rattler, he had a bounce back season. Maryland over number 23 NC State in the Mayo Bowl, 16-12. What is with dumping Mayo on the winning coach? Didn't the losing coach have to get Mayo dumped on them? That would make more sense if you ask me. You had in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, Barstool Sports hosted it, Ohio, Wyoming, 3-27 in overtime. And then the college football playoff in the Peach Bowl, 1 versus 4. Number 1, Georgia beats number 4, Ohio State, 42-41 in the thriller. Something bad throws to 398 and 3 touchdowns. Ohio State shanked a 50-yard field goal as time expired in what was an incredible game. But to the Ohio State fans saying the refs screwed you, shut up, okay? You Ohio State fans are so annoying and so obnoxious. You lost fair and square deal. So yes, though Marvin Harrison probably should have been targeting, but you still could have lost either way, okay? Shut up. Number 3, TCU with an upset over number 2, Michigan, 51-45. So the natty will be Georgia versus TCU as TCU wins the Fiesta Bowl of Michigan 51-45. Not 2 incredible games we had for the college football playoff. J.J. McCarthy from Michigan took 3 for 3 and 2 scores, but to no avail. TCU picks up the win. I'm hearing Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh will probably leave Michigan if offered an NFL job, which he might get. He's getting a lot of buzz. I heard Denver interested in him. Supposedly the Carolina Panthers owner Dave Tepper has talked to him about the job. Of course, they have an interim coach right now. So we'll see what happens. In the Sugar Bowl, number 5 Alabama rolls over number 9 Kansas State, 45-20. Bryce Young in his last college game ever, for 321 and 5 scores. Might be the number 1 pick next year. You had Iowa over Kentucky in the Music City Bowl, 21-0. Kentucky got no offense going whatsoever. Their starting quarterback, Will Levis, he opted out, prepare for the draft. By the way, Will Levis don't draft him as a GM. He's not that good. 11 seeded Penn State beats number 8 Utah in the Rose Bowl. It was 14-40, and it looked like we would have a really close game, and Penn State kind of pulled away. Yet number 16 Tulane upset number 10 USC 46-45 in the Cotton Bowl. They scored 16 points in the final 5 minutes. They scored in the last 10 seconds to win that game. Tulane, biggest turnaround in FBS history, went from going, I think they were like 2-10 last year, or 2-12 or something this year. I think they were like 11-2. 12-2. They were 12-2. Now, no one's won the AAC, and they knock off the second best team in the Pac-12 in USC, who almost made the college football playoff. But the best player in college football, Caleb Williams, at quarterback. They win by a point. Caleb Williams did play a great game. 37-2 for 462 and 5 touchdowns. He might be number 1 pick next season. Number 17 LSU beating Purdue in the Cypress Bowl 63-7. LSU was in the SEC championship. Purdue was in the Big Ten championship. The Big Ten's got to get rid of divisions. A guy who's been on my show before, Zach Cottrell. He's a big Ohio State fan. He made this point in a comment on Twitter, and I kind of agree with him. Ohio State and Michigan obviously are the core of the Big Ten, and you got Penn State right behind them. There's no reason that Wisconsin and Purdue, going 8-4 should be in the Big Ten championship over Ohio State when they go 11-1. It just doesn't make any sense. Number 22 Mississippi State beats Illinois in the Rolla Quest Bowl 19-10. Boy, Will Rogers, I kind of like that guy. He's pretty good. Mississippi State's quarterback. So, college football bowl games are over besides the national championship, which will be on Monday in 6 days from now. It will be at, let's see what time is that? 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. Number 1 Georgia against number 3 TCU. Should be a great game. Now for the NFL scores. The way the Bengals game was announced, it will not be resumed this week. Week 18 schedule is still the same, which is definitely the right move. Definitely the right move at this time. Cowboys beat the Titans 27-13 on Thursday Night Football. The Titans have so many injuries around their third-string quarterback. This week against Jacksonville, they're going to have a tough time. I think Falcons over the Cardinals 20-19. Arizona's also on their fourth-string quarterback. Atlanta squeaks past them. Lions thrashed the Bears 41-10. Another strong game from Jared Goff. Justin Fields needs some help. Please get that man some help this offseason. They're 3-13. Looks like they'll have a top 2 pick. Lions still there on the playoff race. Jaguars all over the Texans 31-3. Jaguars now with driver's seat to win the South. What a great story that is. Texans 2-13-1. Loss or a Bears wins, which is the number 1 pick next week. Chiefs over the Broncos 27-24. We're going to put up a fight, but Kansas City prevails in the end. Patriots over the Dolphins 23-21. So Patriots now are if they win, they're in the playoffs. this upcoming week. The Dolphins, of course, had to start Teddy Bridgewater, and he got hurt, so they had to go to their third string, Scott Thompson. 2-0 expected to play this week, so it might be Scott Thompson this week for Miami, which need to win in order to have a shot to get into the playoffs. That's a bad collapse by Miami. I'm a little sketchy about Mike McDaniel. He's really funny, and he's got potential, but this is a bad collapse. That's a little concerning. Giants run through the Colts 38-10. 8-9, 6-1. They clinched the playoff for the first time since 2016. Colts with the 4-11-1. You had the Kayvon Thibodeau thing, him doing the Snow Angels next to Foles was in a lot of pain. Jeff Saturday called him out, said it was tasteless and trash, and said he felt the O-lineman should have defended Foles a little bit better. Gotta remember, Jeff Saturday is the Hall of Fame offensive lineman himself. I think the reaction to it was a little bit overhyped. He was doing the Snow Angels, just celebrating. And then, when the players were tapping him on the shoulder, trying to get him to get up, and then eventually he realized, and they get up, the go-to-sleep thing on the sideline, I know it doesn't look right, but he's done that before in games. So it probably shouldn't have done it. But, his exclamation, I didn't love. Saying, I was doing it, and then the guys told me to get up, and then we got up, and he said, hey, I hope he's okay. Could have been a little bit more sincere, but I thought he got the point across. I don't really think he meant anything the malintent. I thought the reaction was a little bit over the top, just so you know. Saints over the Eagles, 20-10 in the big upset. Eagles now lost 2 straight, 13-3. So still got to make sure they lock up the 1 seed game against the Giants this week. Bucks over the Panthers, 30-24, despite being 8-8. Bucks clinched NFC South the second year in a row, so Brady back to the playoffs. Browns over the Commanders, 24-10. Ron Rivera, what is wrong with you? I love Ron Rivera. I think he's a good coach. He's an incredible man. He's been through so much adversity. But benching Carolina for Carson Wentz with a playoff spot on the line might be the worst decision I've ever seen. That's awful. And he goes in the postgame, and they ask him, if the Packers win and you get eliminated, could Sam Howell play next week because they recently drafted him and they'll be out. And the dude didn't know that they'd be eliminated. How do you not know that? Ron Rivera is an overrated coach, great man, but a mid-coach, overrated. He had a few good years in Carolina, was in the Super Bowl 1 year, did a couple of wild card berths. Outside of that, didn't do that much, to be honest. He's overrated. He's, I think, 19-27-1 in Washington. He's not that great of a coach. He's overrated. Incredible man. But that decision, awful, and it cost him a playoff spot. The dude does not know what he's doing over there. And I think Washington might want to look at him and say, it might be time to move on. 49ers over the Raiders, 37-34 in overtime. Justin did some good things. Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did have 2 picks, though. Brock Purdy gets it done again. He's now 4-0 as a starter, first rookie quarterback ever to win his first 4 games as a starter. Raiders are out. Can they please get McDaniels out of Vegas? Good Lord, he is bad. Seahawks over just 23-6. So what are you doing? What are you doing? What was that? You couldn't get anything going. And by the way, I'm calling out Robert Saleh. This guy is clueless. Earlier in the year, he's saying, I'm keeping the receipts. When he lose the close game to the Bills a few weeks back, he said, we'll see him in the playoffs. And since then, he's just given up. Why is he defending Zach Wilson? The guy can't play. Stop defending him. Stop. Okay? Stop. Why are you defending Mike LaFleur? Oh, cool. He's your close friend for years. He was the best man at your wedding. I don't care. The guy can't call a good play to save his life. So stop defending the guys who are clearly the problems. Defend, Sauce Gardner. Defend, Garrett Wilson. Defend the guys who are actually doing their job. Don't defend Zach Wilson, who cost them a playoff spot. Don't defend Mike LaFleur, who's one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league. And in this game, so there's 9 minutes left in the game. I know they're on your own 30, but they're down 2 touchdowns. They're 2 touchdowns. Offense can't get anything going. 4th and 2, and you punt? What are you doing? Why? Why? And then Seattle missed the field goal. Now that opens the door. You got at least 7 or 8 minutes left. You had fourth down. You only got like 6 or 7 minutes left now, and he punts. What are you doing? This dude is not that good of a coach. I have lost a lot of confidence in Robert Saleh. When he got here, his model was all gas, no brake. Now it's all brake and some more brake. The dude is not done a good job. Last year, they were not competitive at all. Now this year, a complete collapse, and the biggest game of the year in a winnable game against Seattle, your defense, which has been good all year, let them run it down your throat. They ran for 195 yards on 38 attempts. I'm not going to blame the defense for this year. Obviously, they were a great unit. It was all on the offense of Zach Wilson. But you got to know you're going up against Kenneth Walker, one of the best backs in the game, and they're going to lean on him. Seattle loves to run the ball. They did it with Marshawn Lynch. They did it, in past years. Even when they had, Rashad Penny and Chris Carson, and they did it with Kenneth Walker. The Seahawks love to run the ball. That's how they win football games. And set up play action for Geno Smith to make simple throws to find DK Metcalf and to find Tyler Lockett. He's very good, but they couldn't tackle him. That's just abysmal. Their backup, DJ Dallas, averaged over 6 yards a carry. Just abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And now it's back to the drawing board. The Jets have missed the playoffs for the 12th year in a row. The next long streak is the Denver Broncos, and they're only, I think, 7. And before that, they got a Super Bowl. Jets have won a Super Bowl since 1969. My dad was only a few months old at that time. Their organization is a joke, and Robert Saleh is a joke. I might give him one more try, because obviously last year the team wasn't good. And this year, the quarterback situation was bad. But if you give him one more year, get a decent quarterback, improve the O-line, and Saleh, your seat's going to be red hot. Okay? Come on, man. Packers over the Vikings, 41-17. Wow, Packers are hot at the right time. Win next week over Detroit, and they are in. Minnesota drops 12-4. Kirk Cousins just can't be trusted to win a big game. I'm sorry. He just can't. It might be a bold take, but I think Minnesota should look to trade him. You're not winning a Super Bowl with him. You're just not. Might get you to the playoffs, but you ain't gonna win a ring. They might win the first round. Looks like they're gonna play the Giants in the first round, which I think they could win that game. But when they have to play, probably the Eagles. If you end up playing, San Francisco possibly in the second round, I don't think they're gonna win that game. Chargers over the Rams, 31-10. Chargers are already in the playoffs. They get to 10-6. Rams 5-11. They're the worst defending Super Bowl champions ever. Good God, the team is bad. And Baker Mayfield actually looked pretty good. We'll see what they do in the offseason. And Steelers over the Ravens, 16-13. Kenny Pickett, another game-winning drive. Another game where he was, meh throughout the entire game. Offense couldn't get much going, and then but clean up when it mattered most on the last drive. 10-yard strike to Najee Harris. Made a great job scrambling in the final minute of the game with just 56 seconds left. Steelers all of a sudden are back in the wild card race. Ravens up to 10-6. So we'll see what happens with the Week 18 schedule. But Steelers, kudos to Mike Tomlin. Got this team playing well. Defense has gotten a little healthier and turned it around. Steelers are right there. They are right there. And Kenny Pickett has shown a lot of improvement. And good God, the Ravens need back Lamar Jackson. Taylor Huntley is terrible. And I'm not going to go out over the standings. The NFL schedule is in a little bit of flux right now. I respect for Demar Hamlin. I'm not going to go over that. You guys can look up the playoff picture on your own. Everyone has access to that. So I respect for Demar Hamlin. I'm not going to do that. Close up the show. I'm going to talk about some wrestling from SmackDown last week, which is technically last year at this point. I haven't done this a few days off, like I said. John Cena and Kevin Owens beat Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn in a tag team match. People were saying, "Oh, Cena was only in the match for not that long. It was only a short match. It was not a bad match." Look, first of all, John Cena looks so old. Look, I love John Cena, one of my idols. When I was younger, I had fat heads in my room. My favorite wrestler all time, one of the all-time greats. he looks old. Like, I don't know what he's going on with his hair. It looks bad. He's got a freaking bald spot. He's getting old. He's still in great shape, but definitely a little thinner. He's getting old. He doesn't know how many more matches he's going to have. And those rumors he might fight at WrestleMania next year. I'm not sure if he does. If he does, that's probably his last match ever. He knows the end is near. You saw him. When he was going out to the ring, he yelled into the camera. Thanking it. Fans for letting him do that for 20 years. And after the match, when they stopped recording, he thanked everybody. He told everyone to have a nice New Year's Eve. He's clearly at the end. He knows he has probably only another match or two left in him. He just didn't want to go a full year without wrestling. You got to remember that. And besides, the match being short, I know the match was fine. Yeah, a shocker. Charlotte Flair came back after Ronda Rousey won her SmackDown Women's Championship. After Raquel Rodriguez, she comes out and wins the Women's Championship. We kicked off with a shocker as well. You had Bray Wyatt and LA Knight doing a promo. Bray Wyatt accepted LA Knight's challenge at the Royal Rumble. And Uncle Howdy came out and then hit Bray Wyatt with Sister Abigail. Oh, I'm telling you, it's Bo Dallas. First of all, Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas in real life are brothers. You could Uncle Howdy, with his hair, the earring he has, the same one that Bo Dallas has. I'm telling you, that's Bo Dallas. He recently resigned with WWE. That's Bo Dallas. I am telling you. Solo Sikoa beat Sheamus. And then Sheamus was about to be attacked post-match, but then Drew McIntyre came out and saved him. You had, all the guys in the back were making fun of Top Dollar for his botch a couple of weeks back. Oh, that was pretty funny. That was a bad botch. And then Ricochet was making fun of him, and Top Dollar shoved him. We'll see what happens. And then Braun Strowman was out there, and Imperium laid him out. They beat the crap out of him. Gunther lost him in a submission. Hole was really hurting his arm, and Ricochet had to come out and save him. That's Friday Night SmackDown. That's all I got for you guys today. Once again, my thoughts and prayers with Demar Hamlin. Hope he gets well soon. Until next time, so long, and have a great day.